Back in the day, the only way to get luxury and a genuine premium vehicle was to step deep into the mid-size or full-size category. But those days are long gone, and today, even subcompact crossovers can be super luxurious. The offer of such models is generous, but somehow it all comes to a couple, and the GLA is definitely one of them. Now updated for 2024, it takes everything to the next level. With updated styling, interior, and electrified powertrain, the logical question would be, is the new 2024 Mercedes-Benz GLA the best entry-level SUV you can buy? We'll try to find out in this video. As the competition is getting stronger, production cycles are getting shorter, so no one was surprised to see a mid-cycle refresh after just 3 years. The idea is to remain competitive in this highly demanding segment, and Mercedes engineers and designers did decent work. Typically for German car makers, there's nothing radical in the facelift. The changes are rather subtle, but still have a pretty big effect on the visual appeal. Of course, the biggest changes are at the front, where you can notice a pair of new headlights along with a revised bumper, which is the area that probably suffered most and now looks way better than before. As for the rest of the car, things remain largely unchanged. The familiar silhouette is still there, and we have to admit, it still looks great. Then there's a set of typical mid-cycle updates, starting from the new color option on offer called Spectral Blue Metallic. It looks great, but not as you would expect from such a sounding name. Also new are wheel designs, 3 of them to be precise. Like it usually happens with mid-cycle updates, it's all about aesthetics. Under the skin, things remain largely unchanged, which isn't a bad thing at all, considering that the current generation has been around for a little bit more than 3 years. This particularly refers to the chassis and suspension design, which are balanced pretty well. The handling is quite engaging for a forward-wheel drive biased car, though we would like to see a little bit more steering feedback. But the real value of this small SUV is comfort. This is a relaxed and easygoing SUV rather than a vehicle with sporty aspirations. The suspension is on the soft side and absorbs road imperfections pretty well. This mid-cycle refresh also brings a couple of important interior updates. We have no doubt that the first thing most will notice is the massive panel that accommodates a couple of 10.3-inch screens. It's not a completely new thing, but now is part of the standard equipment no matter the trim level you choose. What's also important is that the 2024 GLA benefits from the company's latest generation of MBUX software, which brings enhancements in various aspects. You can finally enjoy wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, while another interesting update is the additional USB-C port for more charging options and even more practicality. Unfortunately, things haven't changed much in terms of materials, so there are still a few areas with hard plastics, but on the other hand, things look more appealing thanks to new color schemes on offer, black and macchiato beige. If you remember the previous generation, the main complaints were about the passenger space and the lack of room in the second row. The German car maker addressed this issue at the time of the redesign, so the 2024 GLA continues in the same way, and there's really nothing to complain about. The second row features 5 inches more legroom compared to the previous generation, and it's able to accommodate adults with ease. At the front, things are even better. The seats are well-shaped with good side support and lots of adjustability options, which leads to a pretty good driving position no matter the driver's size. Overall, passenger space may not be an issue, but we can't say the same for the cargo area, which is one of the smallest in the class. You get no more than 15.4 cubic feet behind the second row and around 50.5 cubes with the rear seats down. To give you a better perspective, let's take the arch rival, the BMW X1 as an example. With 25.7 cubic feet behind the second row, it dominates the GLA, while the total volume is also significantly better with 57.2 cubic feet. All in all, the GLA is a very comfortable SUV, but not exactly the most practical one. Under the hood, the German manufacturer brings substantial upgrades that will be hardly noticed. Once again, if we exclude the AMG badged variant, there's just one powertrain option with the GLA 250 moniker that suggests we're talking about a 2.0-liter turbo 4 with a max output of 221 horsepower. The engine comes coupled with an 8-speed dual-clutch transmission, which is actually a pretty good combo. The key change comes in the form of a belt-driven 48-volt hybrid system. Considering that the max output has remained the same as in the pre-electrified version, it's obvious that the focus is on fuel economy rather than performance. In other words, even though we didn't get a chance to test the new setup, we're pretty sure that dynamics are pretty similar to the previous model, which was able to hit 60 in about 6.3 seconds. Just like the pre-facelifted model, the new one also leaves you a choice between front-wheel drive and all-wheel drive setups. As mentioned, the mild hybrid system is here to improve fuel economy. Now the company claims 25 miles per gallon city and 34 mpg highway, 1 mpg up from last year's model. Of course, those who decide on an all-wheel drive option may count on slightly lower ratings, around 24 mpg city and 32 mpg highway. And in both cases, we're talking about pretty good ratings for the class. Generally, this facelift has brought pretty good updates. The new model looks better, it's better equipped, and more efficient. Unfortunately, things are not all that great when it comes to performance-oriented models because the German luxury car maker has decided to remove the range-topping AMG 45 from the offer. The 382 horsepower version is gone, and for that reason, we can't say that GLA has that trump card to dominate the segment anymore. On the other hand, the AMG 35 continues with the same max output of 302 horsepower, which also comes from a turbo 4 engine. However, just like in the base GLA 250, there's a novelty called a 48-volt mild hybrid setup, which should provide slightly better fuel economy and improve overall dynamics. A detail worth mentioning is the interesting feature of the electric motor, which allows a short-time power boost that awards you with an extra 13 horsepower. All in all, you may count on 0 to 60 in 5 seconds flat. Not bad, we'd say. Besides these electrification tweaks, the AMG GLA 35 also gets a facelift with similarly updated headlights and taillights as the standard model. But there's also room for a few exclusive details, such as the Mercedes-AMG badge on the hood that replaces the standard one. Furthermore, there are a few interesting updates on the inside where you can find a new AMG Performance steering wheel. Like before, the trim level organization is rather simple, as Mercedes determines it by the powertrain choice. In other words, there's a choice between GLA 250 and AMG GLA 350, but there are several packages within each version, which makes the range much broader. In any case, the offer starts with the GLA 250, which starts at around $43,000, while the all-wheel drive version adds around $2,500 to the price. In any case, even this most basic version comes with a long list of standard equipment. It comes with LED headlights, fog lights, and taillights, as well as automatic high beams. You may also count on the convenience of rain-sensing wipers and heated exterior mirrors, while the power liftgate is another convenient feature that is part of the standard equipment. On the inside, you get synthetic leather upholstery, along with heated front seats and push-button start. Power adjustable seats with memory settings are standard too, just like the aforementioned duo of 10.25-inch screens and other tech goodies. One of the upgrades you can go for is the so-called exclusive version, which starts at around $44,500 and adds a couple of extra features, such as a premium audio system, navigation with augmented reality, illuminated door sills, etc. The GLA 250 Pinnacle starts at around $51,600 and adds several interesting things, including a panoramic sunroof, multi-beam headlights, head-up display, gesture control, surround view camera, and many more. The GLA 35 AMG starts at around $57,600, and besides engine upgrades, it comes with various exclusive features, especially in terms of styling, with 21-inch wheels, a body kit, upgraded seats, and a steering wheel. And just like the GLA 250, it can be upgraded with exclusive and Pinnacle packages. Do you think that Mercedes has done enough with this update to remain among the class leaders? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.